How's it going, everybody? This is going to be a drum lesson on drum fills, and we're going to do 3 beginner fills, 3 intermediate, and then 3 advanced. And so let's get into the beginner ones. The first one is just a 1 beat fill, and it's basically, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 E and 1. And so it's basically right, left, right, and then I'm hitting the crash with my left hand with the kick. And if you don't have a crash up over here on your kit and you're just working with like a hi-hat and ride, you could go right, left, right, crash, and hit, you kind of use the ride as a crash, just hit the edge of it like this. And this fill is basically, if you counted it out, let's say I was playing the beat, it'd be like 1, 2, 3, and 4 E and 1. All right, and now I'll show you beginner fill number 1. I'll play it a few times in a row for you so you can listen to it in the context of a drum beat. Here we go. All right, so this is beginner fill number 2. It's a 2-beat fill. Beat 3 is 4 16th notes, and beat 4 is 2 8th notes. And the sticking is right, left, right, left, right, right. Right, left, right, left, right, right. And there is actually an accent that you'll see in the notation below that is on beat 4. So it's like basically 3 E and a 4 and. 3 E and a 4 and. And now I'll show you that one in the context of a beat, and here we go. All right, so this is beginner fill number 3, the last beginner 1 fill for this lesson. And this one is a 4-beat fill. So the first one, we had a 1-beat fill. That's just coming on beat 4. Something like 1, 2, 3, 4 E and 1. Like that first one that we just had, right? And then the second one, we had the 2 beats, which was 3, 4, and now this one is actually going to be 4 beats. So in 4/4, which is the time signature we're in, that's basically the entire measure. And so this one, it's split up into, it's an 8th and 16th note combination, and it basically goes 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E. That's how you could count it out. 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E. And the sticking is right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right. And then the last part is actually both hands because it's a flam. And then the kick is on the last note there. So the whole thing goes right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, flam kick, 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E. And now I'll show you this one in the context of a beat, and here we go. All right, so that was it for the beginner fills. Let's move on to the intermediate fills now. And this first fill is actually a 16th note linear fill. And linear just means one thing after the other on the drum. So we're not going to hit any two parts of the kit at the same time, whether it's with our feet, together, our hands, or like our right foot, right hand. There's never going to be two things hitting at the same time. It's one after the other. And the way I would start learning this particular fill, I would get the sticking down first. Just take your time. And the sticking is kick, right, left. So we're going to go kick, right, left. And right now we don't have to worry about where it goes on the drums. What I would recommend when you're learning any new fill like this, especially when you're, not super experienced with doing this stuff, or even if you are, if it's a tough one that you just need to slow down and stuff, I always slow it down, break it down, and I start with the sticking. Once I get the sticking memorized, it's a lot easier then to orchestrate it and move it around the kit where we want to end up playing it. So for this one, I would start it by just going like this. Kick, right, left, 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 kick, right. And that's the whole thing. And you can basically think of it as, it's 16th notes, so it's 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. And if you wanted to count like that, the sticking kick, right, left, if you thought of that as one group of that, like one little phrase in a way, we're basically going to do that 5 times in a row. Kick, right, left, and then that 5 times. And so that's another way you can kind of think of it if it's hard for you to count the 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a while you're playing it. And then, once you get used to just playing it like that, then I would start thinking about where it goes. All right, so once you get that sticking down, let's move it around the kit the way it goes in this example. So it goes kick, rack, snare, and then kick, hi-hat, hi-hat. We're going to do that back and forth like this. And we do that 2 times in a row, so it'd be like this. And then the last kick, right, left on this goes like this. It's kick, floor, snare, and then we end with the kick, crash. So one more time, kind of going slowly through that, it's All right, so let's listen to that one now in the context of a beat. All right, so let's move on to intermediate fill number 2. This is a 5-beat fill. It starts on 4 and it goes through the whole next measure. And so this one, it starts with a 16th note triplet on beat 4, and the sticking is right, left, right, kick. And then once you kind of get used to that sticking, it goes snare, snare, rack, tom, floor, tom, kick. 4 and a 4 and a 4 and a 4 and a. And so once you get the hang of that, I usually like to learn longer fills like this, where I'll learn the first beat and then I'll kind of move on to the second beat. The second beat in this case is on beat 1 of the next measure, and it goes 4 E 4 E It's kind of got that 16th note rest on and then what I'll start to do is try to string those two together. So I'll go. And once I get the hang of that, then I'll sort of keep moving through like that. So let's take a look at beat 2 of the second measure. And this one, there's a 16th note rest on 2, so then we kind of come in on the E of 2. And so this one, it goes rack, snare, open hi-hat. And it's left, right, left. That's how I feel like that's the easiest sticking for this for me to play it. So it's like, and then that just, the fill ends out. I think the easiest part of this fill is the end of it. It's basically just straight 16th notes, and it's, snare, snare, rack, rack, and then finishes on the floor tom. So it's like 3 E and 4 E and 3E and 4E and so if we put that all together, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 4 and a 1E, E and 3E and 4E and All right, let's do that one more time. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 4 and a 1E, E and 3E and 4E and 1. And so now let's take a listen to that one. All right, moving on to the last intermediate fill. This is another 5-beat fill, and unlike the last one that started on 4 of the previous measure and then went through the whole next measure, this one starts on 1 and then you kind of play over the bar into the first beat of the next measure, and then you end with a big snare and crash on 2. And so let's get into this one. This one, it starts off with the 16th notes, and it goes right, left, right, left. You have an accent on 1, and then 3 ghost notes. And that goes into beat 2, goes like this. It goes 2, E, and It's rack, rack, floor, kick. And so if we put that first half together, we got and then on beat 3, we have 3 E and it's snare, snare, rack. And the 2 snares are accented, so it's. And then finally on beat 4, we have 2 more snares accented on 4E, and then is on the rack tom. So it goes. And so if we put that whole first measure together, we get. One more time. I'll go a little bit slower this time. And then on the first beat of the next measure, since this is a 5-beat fill, we have 1 E and then we end with that snare on 2, like with the crash. So let's put that whole thing together one more time, nice and slow. So it goes. And now let's take a listen to this one. All right, so that was it for the intermediate fills. Let's get into the advanced fills now. And so this first one, it starts off with an open hi-hat and snare on 1. And then it goes kick, kick, and then followed by another open snare, open hi-hat and snare on the of 1. So it's basically 1 E and 1 E and And you can practice that for a little bit, kind of get used to that. And then moving on to beat 2 of this one, this is a 4-beat fill. The second beat is, there's a rest on 2, and then there's a flam on the E of 2, kick on the and then we got, on the is actually 2 32nd notes on the rack tom. So it goes 2 E and 2 E and 2 E and So if we put that first kind of half together, it goes. And then the second half goes right, left, kick with, this time it's the kick with the open hi-hat, so it goes 3, E, and then we finish it out with a open hi-hat and kick on 4, followed by 30-second notes on the and the of 4. So it's like 4, and then of course we can hit the kick and crash after that. All right, so let's take a listen to that one now. All right, let's move on to advanced fill number 2 now, and this one is made up of 16th note triplets, and it ends with a quarter note, and it's basically doing 16th note triplets split up between the hi-hat and floor tom. And so I'll kind of show you this one nice and slow. It goes. And it's, 1 and a 1 and a 2 and a 2 and a 3 and a 3 and a 4, if you counted it out. And this one, I would just practice it, around that speed, take your time with it, and then slowly get the speed up. And then let's take a listen to it now at a few different tempos. All right, so moving on to the final fill of this lesson. It's advanced fill number 3. This one is all 16th notes, and it's basically a flam followed by kick, rack and floor together, and an open hi-hat. And so it starts off like that. It goes like this. And then we're going to loop that kick, rack tom, floor tom, and open hi-hat. We're going to do that 2 more times in a row after that. So it's going to go like this. And then after that 3rd time, we're going to do it as if we're going to do that again, except instead of the open hi-hat at the end, we're going to go back to a flam. So it's going to go. And then we're going to end on for the last 3/16 notes on 4. It goes rack, floor, floor. And so the whole thing, nice and slow, goes. And so let's take a listen to that one now. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson, and just so you know, once you get all these fills down, you can always move them around the kit in different ways. So if you want to orchestrate them differently, you can change up how you play these fills a ton of different ways. You could, take little pieces out, add in your own little twist at the end of them or the beginning. And so I hope for you, this is kind of just a, place to start, gives you some new ideas for fills, and then you can take it to wherever you want to take it to. So good luck, and I'll see you next time.